Hello, MOVATI OnDemand. My name is Tracy Kelly, and today I'm going to bring you a mobilization for the upper body. You will need a mat or just use your carpet. Please have some balls with you. So this is two little small balls. You could use lacrosse balls or golf balls. You could also use anything you've got, right? If the cross is a little bit too dense, then maybe go with the golf balls. These are tune-up balls that we sell at the club. If you have the bigger one, this is called the alpha ball. That'd be great for the lats as well as the chest. You'll also need a dowel. Now, I didn't use a dowel. I just took the handle from a mop, and that'll work great. A chair will also be helpful as well. Okay, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to hit our lats. Now the lats are on our back, but what we want to target on is just below our shoulder blade. So if we're going to do right side, you're going to put the ball in the left hand. You're going to come down onto your mat. And I like to call this beach pose. So if you feel around, for ladies it's a little bit easier, bra strap. For the guys, you might have to find the bottom of the shoulder blade. If you take yourself into this propped position and place that ball right below the shoulder blade, you're going to get a nice, juicy spot. Now, whenever we do myofascial release, we always talk about pain scale. And I always tell my clients 1 to 5, move if you want to. If you're 5 to 10, don't move, just breathe, okay? So I'm sitting about a 4. Maybe I'll move a little bit. For this one, you would just move a little bit side to side. Ha ha ha. Now, when I move, my 4 now feels like a 5, 6. And that's why we say, if it's low, feel free to move. If it's high, don't move because you're going to jack it up, so it's too much. I could also go a little bit up and down. And we're only doing minute, 2 minutes max for that position. I'm going to take 2 more breaths. So big breath in. Exhale, let it go. And again, big breath in. And let it go. Perfect. Let's hit the other side. So same thing, come into that beach pose, prop yourself up. Make sure my mic, it's good. Prop myself up, and then again, I find just below the shoulder blade, or it's on my bra strap. Again, I can just pause. Now, it's also important to remember that it's going to feel different from side to side. So maybe one side feels like a 4, the other side feels like a 6 or 7. So just make note of that. That side that's 6 or 7, that's your tighter side. That's the side you might want to spend just a little extra time on. Again, 1 to 5, if you feel like you'd like to move, it's just a little forward and back or a little side to side. Or you can go up and down a bit. Today on this side, I think I'm going to just stay still. I'm going to just breathe. Take a few more breaths. So think of that big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Good. 2 more. Big breath in. So don't be surprised if you feel this in the armpit all the way up the arm, because your lat is attached to the upper arm as well as in the shoulder area. Last one. Big breath in. And let it go. Perfect. All right, so let's hit our upper traps. This one will be the best with the 2 balls. So you could put the 2 balls, like I said, golf balls, in a sock, tie it up. You can get a peanut if you know what those are. We can actually get them here around Canadian Tire. You'd be surprised. Walmart. So when you're coming into this, we want to hit that space in between. So we're going right above the shoulder blades, but that little space, that's where your spine's going to go. So you have a ball on either side. Okay? So come down onto your back, knees are bent, and then just holding on to the ball, lift up. You're going to find this knob on the back of your neck. I want you to go below that. Okay? And then feel free to allow yourself to come down. Now, if you're really tight, you might need to have a little pillow or even a block. If you find this feels pretty good, feel free to push into the feet and allow yourself to lift up into a bridge position. Same thing, the idea is to try to soften and relax. So let's take in a nice big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Let's take 3 more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Last 2 big breath in. Exhale, let it go. And last one, big breath in. And exhale, let it go. So if you had your bum lifted in that bridge position, just slowly lower down. You're going to want to roll off to the side and then slowly let yourself come up. So the last myofascial we're going to hit is our pecs. So this is the ball I like, right? Now if you have just the smaller ball, you could fold a little towel, hand towel, or a cloth to put underneath it just to push it up and elevate a little bit. We're going to do our right side first. So you want to find your clavicle, so that's your collarbone. And if you go along to the side, you're going to also feel the front of your shoulder. So there's this little divot that's there. If you move down about 3 fingers, you're going to get into your pec minor. And if you move diagonally in about 1 inch, that's going to hit your pec major. And that's where we're going to put the ball. So I'm going to roll onto my belly. And I'm going to put the ball right on that spot. Okay. Now in this position, I'm going to bring my right arm out to the side and I'm going to bend it 90 degrees. So in yoga, we would call this a cactus arm. I'm also going to take my left hand underneath my shoulder like I'm about to do a push-up, but I'm not going to. My chin is slightly tucked and I'm looking down to the floor. I'm just going to breathe. So take a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Now this can be pretty painful, okay? So we're not moving just yet. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Good. 2 more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. And last one, big breath in. And exhale, let it go. So we'll just stay onto the belly and we'll switch sides, okay? So taking the ball into the other hand, find your clavicle, find that little divot, go down about 3 fingers and in about 1 inch, and then just place the ball there. Again, arms out to the side, arm is bent 90 degrees, right hand is underneath, like you're about to do a push-up underneath that shoulder. Again, just allow your body to sink down and breathe. Big breath in. So a few moments ago, I had mentioned that we're not moving just yet. We are going to do this again a little bit later on with some arm movement. Take 2 more breaths, guys. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Don't be afraid to sink down, guys. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. You know what? This side's a little tighter, so I'm going to give it 1 more breath. Big breath in. And exhale, let it go. Perfect. So you have done your myofascial for the beginning of our upper body mobility. Now we're going to want to have a seat in a chair. The reason why we want to sit in a chair instead of sitting, let's say, cross-legged is so that we keep ourselves upright. So find a chair or your couch or just onto the edge of it. And I want you to sit up nice and tall. Let your arms be relaxed. The palms can be up or down. Completely fine. And I want you to imagine that there is rope or a pole that's sticking right into your ears and it's going right through you to both sides. So when you rotate your head, I want you to rotate around the ear. Okay? Not so much thinking of tucking in the chin, just thinking of rotating around the ear. Really, it's a chin tuck, but I just want you to think of the elongation on the back of the neck. Okay, so keeping the teeth together, face is relaxed. Think of that rotation. Think of rotating in and then bring it back to neutral. So we're nodding down and then back to neutral. Now the core is engaged here and the shoulders are relaxed. Good. We're going for about 10 to 12 of these. Keep thinking of rotating right through the ear. So what'll happen when I do that is I think more of an elongation. So the back of the neck gets longer. Now there's no real right, wrong way to breathe in this. Okay, I like to breathe in when I lift my head up, and I like to exhale, excuse me, when I chuck the chin. Good. Give yourself about 5 more. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. So sometimes we have a tendency to lift our shoulders up. Make this just about stretching the back of the neck. Good. I'm going to take 3 more. And last one. So you might be going faster than me, slower than me. It's all good. Perfect. Excellent. So remember when we did that myofascial on the chest? We're going to go back to it. This time we're going to add an arm movement, but only if the pain scale is between 1 and 5. So that you can see what I'm doing, I'm going to do my left side first. So let's again come down. We're going to find the clavicle again, the collarbone, find that little divot, and we'll go down about 3 fingers. So I've got it right there. I'm going to bring myself down onto my belly, and I'm going to again take that left arm out to the side. Right hand is underneath my shoulder, and it looks like I'm about to do a push-up. Now, we're going to increase the pressure. So I want you to roll a little bit onto your left side and bring your right knee up towards your right hand. And I like to call these legs Captain Morgan. Okay? So we want to keep constant pressure onto that ball. Now see how it feels to just lift the hand up a little bit. If you find this very tender, feel free to have the fingertips still touching. Chin is tucked in a little bit. I'm leaning into that ball as much as I can handle, and now I'm going to reach overhead and back to 90. Again, overhead and back to 90. Now, if you find that you're at a pain scale of 6 to 10, don't move. Maybe just hold and try to lift a bit and lower, or just hold and breathe. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. For those of it that are moving, let's try 4 more. So let's go 4 and bend. Let's go 3 and bend. Keep putting pressure into that ball. 2 and bend. And last 1 and bend. Excellent. Take that right knee, bring it back behind you, and since we're already down, let's do the other side. So finding that collarbone, find the little divot, go down about 3 fingers, place the ball. So now we're into that pec minor, okay? Taking that right arm out in 90 degrees, left hand is in a push-up, roll a bit to the right side onto the ball, and then draw that left knee out to the side in that Captain Morgan position. 1 to 10, how you doing? Okay. If you're at a 6 or 7, maybe you're just breathing again. Okay. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Maybe you're going to try to lift the arm and lower the arm. Okay. If you're 1 to 5, let's have it up a little bit and reach and pull. And again, reach and pull. So anywhere to 8 to 12 of these is fine. Just breathe. I have to say, even though this is your right side, this is my left side, I'm finding it a little tender on this side. I'm going to go for 3 more, guys. Big breath in and out. You can change that breathing, completely up to you. Just make sure you're breathing. Last one. Oh, and finished. Perfect. Slowly bring yourself up. I'm going to turn that off to the side. So this one we're going to use a chair. The chair will be close to a wall. I'm going to show you a variation of this that we do in yoga, but I'll show you why we're doing it in a chair. So I'm going to sit down on the stool that I have here, and I'm going to let my legs open up. Now in this position, I'm going to try to bring my hands onto the back of my shoulders and have the elbows up onto the wall. I'm going to try to bring the elbows in as tight as I can and pull my low ribs in. So that's the important part. So don't think of sticking your bum out and arching your back, because you're not going to get the mobility in the T-spine, the thoracic spine that we're looking for. You're just going to be finding it in the lumbar. So we're bringing ourselves into this position. Chin is slightly tucked, ribs are pulled in, and you're going to think about letting the elbows lift a little bit onto the wall and down a bit. And lift and down. So this is a very, very small move. You might barely see anything happening, but I'm telling you, I can feel it. So it's almost, I want you to keep going. It's almost as if there's strings on my elbows and they're getting pulled up a little bit and down a little bit. So I'm trying to really reach and elongate through my upper back. Give me about 3 more, guys, if you've got it. Keep the core pulling in. You might even feel a lot of core work in this happening. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. You might notice that one side's easier than the other. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. I think 2 more. 2 more. Let's do 2 more. Lengthen. And lower a bit. And lengthen. And lower. Excellent. Now I said I would show you a variation that we sometimes do in yoga without the blocks. So you could, if you wanted to start with this and you find that quite difficult, you could do it kneeling in front of a chair. Okay? Let's take an angle just a little bit like this. So I'm going to put my elbows down onto the edge of the chair. I'm going to keep my toes tucked, and again I'm going to press. Now be careful that you don't dump into the lumbar, so keep that pulling in a little bit, and just think of lengthening, so pushing the elbows towards the back of the chair. There's not as much movement in this one compared to the wall, and I'm just breathing. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Big breath in. So this is a lat stretch as well. So good to help you get those arms overhead. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Let's take 3 more breaths in this position, if this is the one you chose. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. And last one, big breath in. And exhale, let it go. Perfect. And slowly coming up. Now we're going to work into mobilizing into our shoulders. So here's where we need that dowel. You also want to be right beside a wall, and you want to have your chin tucked in slightly. Now I've got pretty loose hamstrings, so I'm able to keep my legs extended. If you find this very difficult, feel free to bend the knees or even wrap a couple of towels up, roll them up, and set your legs down. Because it's not really about the legs, it's going to be about our shoulders and coming into that flexion, okay? So I'm going to tuck my chin in a little bit. I'm going to extend the arms. So it's important that you keep the bum pressing in, shoulders are pressing in, back of the head. So you remember that chin tuck that we did at the beginning, that rotation in the ear? It's right here. Now, feel free to have the arms wide to start with. Your palms are facing down towards the floor. Chin is tucked. Super straight arms, and you'll slowly lift it up and lower back to neutral. Now, in this position, you're going to feel one side is probably a little bit better at this than the other, and that's completely normal. Your gaze will be down towards the floor. You're going to find a sticky part. You're going to press a little bit into it and then slowly come back down. Okay? Come into it and then slowly press down. Now we're doing 2 sets of this. In between the sets, we're going to do that side lying T-spine rotation, and we're going to test and see if that T-spine rotation helped us come into this seated shoulder flexion. Perfect. Now if you can get to the wall, and I'm not demoing it, but if you can get to the wall, so here I am, then that will tell you that the next time you come up, feel free to bring the hands in a little bit, okay? But don't have the arms bent. Don't sacrifice your form just to get to the wall, okay? Let's do 3 more. Tuck in. Excellent. Make sure you're breathing. Perfect. And last one. Oh, and that's done. So round 1 of that's done. In between, let's come down onto our back. So if you're at home and you're right with your wall, just lie down. I'm going to come onto the mat, but you can come right down onto your back. Okay? Roll onto your right side. And have your knees bent 90 degrees. Make sure the knees are stacked on top of one another. In another video, and this was lower body, but we still did the side lying T-spine rotation, I talked about making sure that the hip doesn't go back. So if you need to put a block in between your knees or a towel or a blanket, please do so. If you feel that you need your head elevated a little bit, that's okay too. Okay? Keeping that arm straight, lift up. Find that end range, press into it, and then release out of it. So we're only looking for 6 to 8 reps of this. Excellent. Make sure you're breathing. I like to breathe out when I twist open and inhale when I come out of it. But again, as long as you're breathing, it's all good. You will also notice, as in pretty much everything that we did in the upper body mobility, you'll notice one side of this is so much better than the other. Let's do 2 more, guys. Open up, open up. Oh, excellent. And last one. Perfect. Roll onto the back and come on to the other side. So knees are pulled in 90 degrees. Think of that open book position. Prop yourself if you need to. Open up. And then release. Go ahead, keep breathing. Remember, you're trying to press into that end range. Think of that shoulder blade. So if I'm lying on my left side and I'm twisting open to the right, right now I'm thinking right shoulder blade going down. Perfect. Just a few more, guys. Good. I'm going to finish with 2 more. And final one. Excellent. Let's slowly come up, head back to the wall, and we'll do the second round of the seated shoulder flexion. So grabbing that dowel. Now, Tracy, I don't have a dowel. You could use a strap, but just be careful that you don't inadvertently be loose on the strap or you're bringing one hand back quicker than the other. Okay? So sitting that bum right against the wall, chin is tucked. Remember that seated chin tuck. Core is engaged. Grabbing that dowel, super, super straight arms, and bringing it overhead. Oh yeah, definitely doing much better this round. So if you do get to the wall, just like I did, walk it in a little bit. Keep the chin tucked. Gaze is down a little bit, about 4 feet in front of you. Don't arch the back. Keep the belly pulling in. Again, if it's touching, bring it in a little bit more. There, I'm at a good spot right now. So I'm going to go for about 5 more. The only thing that's moving are my shoulders. Now I'm noticing in this position, I really want to bend one of my elbows. So I've got to watch for that. Got 3 more, guys. So don't worry, wherever you are is perfect. Okay? Just make sure they're even so that, say, one hand's not one's touching and the other one's not. Back off a little bit. Think of evenness. Excellent. All right, let's take that dowel out of the way. Get 2 more things to do. We're coming down onto the belly to do prone lift-offs, okay? In this position, I just like to have my toes tucked. It's just because I like to, right? We want to have our glutes engaged, and that's the other reason why I like to have my toes tucked. Chin will be in. You will be resting your forehead. Arms will be extended into a Y position, and you're just going to try to lift off. Only the arms are going to lift. So this isn't a cobra. This isn't a Superman. We are only lifting our arms. We lift up, find our end range, and lower down. Again, this could be small for you. When you start, you might not even lift up. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe think of lengthening and then lifting. Good. Let's go for 4 more, guys. Doing great. Make sure you're breathing. Final one. Perfect. All right. Last thing. And this is just to integrate everything that we've done, okay? And it's called wall walkouts. So when you come up to your wall, you want to make sure that you're back far enough so that you fall into the wall, okay? I'm going to let myself go back even farther just to add a little bit more weight, okay? So you'll start with your hands roughly where your shoulders are. We're going to do 2 sets. Now think of a plank position in this. So the core is engaged, glutes are active, and I'm going to take right hand up first, okay? Chin is tucked. I'm going to move the hands in a Y position. So I'm going to go out, out, in, okay? Out, out, in. Now, if I want to make it harder, I could lift up onto the tippy toes, walk myself farther. So now when I come into it, there's a lot more work into that shoulder area. So we're working on shoulder stabilization. And we're doing about 6 to 8 on each side. So I'm going right, left, left, right. 3 more. Right, left, left, right. 2 more. Good, last one. And other side. Now don't feel you need to be on your toes, okay? So I'm going to fall into the wall. This time I'm going to lead with my left hand. I'm looking down a little bit. I walk out to the Y and then come back in. So the hand that walks out first is also the hand that walks in last. Because that's the one, when I lift up that hand, that's the one that's getting most of the work. Keep that core engaged. Keep the glutes squeezing. Keep breathing. Excellent. Let's do 2 more, guys. Out, out, in, in. Last one. Out, out, and in, in. Perfect. Step in. Woo, give yourself a little shake. Be super proud of yourself. You're done. Upper body mobility, phase 1. So if you're working on this, I want you to do it at least 2 or 3 times a week for about 4 to 6 weeks. And then come check out phase 2 when you feel ready, okay? Have a great day, and I hope I see you really soon. Thanks, guys.